talk about the lithium deal.
I'm sorry.
You saw the majority leader in Parliament, as well the deputy minister in charge of lands and natural resources, bringing our attention to the fact that the lithium deal with Barari would have to be suspended. Over here at Joy News, we've been running this documentary, Hope on Pause, because of the impact of this particular lithium deal with the Woya in the central region. But majority leader has been bringing our attention to a few things, just that they want to some sort of consolidate mineral royalties, and so to introduce an ally that regulates all of it, not necessarily just lithium deal. Does this come to you as a surprise, Solomon?
They have come to my point. You see,
Solomon.
when it's Solomon,
Solomon.
Kamal is, you want to... what is this?
No, I thought
Solomon, stop it. Just answer the question.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Last week, that
Solomon has been speaking.
Solomon, I have a reason why I started
It's
with
intentional.
it. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Last week, your brother was here. He was in the chair. We discussed this lithium, where I stated my position, that I disagreed with the New Deal. I gave reasons why the president, together with this administration, must not repeat the mistakes that we made with the petroleum or the crude that we discovered, with the gold, with the diamond, with the bauxite, and so on and so forth. And that we must get it right with the lithium this time. I mean, many a time we cite the same reasons, that because the people need employment. The mere fact that people need employment does not mean we must shortchange the people of this country. So I'm very happy to learn that the president, maybe he was even watching Joy News then, and maybe he was listening to the arguments that were coming out. I said, look, let's take a second look at the deal. As a citizen, I can only praise him for listening to our cry. It's very important. So that we go into it and take into account all that is necessary. Look, if we think that we cannot get a good deal at this time, let the mineral be under the earth, beneath the earth. And let the unborn generation, maybe during their time, they would have gotten enough education or skill to mine and mine properly. Because I don't even believe or share in this idea that anytime we must let go our natural resources to foreigners. Barari is a foreign company. When, in fact, the capital expenditure, the entire amount is about $185 million that they want to inject into the business. $185 million. Ghana wants to tell me that we can't invest this? When some few people have been able to make away with $2.4 billion at the national service, which is more than $185 million.
Okay. My friend Lawrence Kafui Kuonu, watching me this morning.
Kuonu, good morning. Where is he?
He's at the Lands and Natural Resources.
All right, Kuonu, good morning.
Okay. Or maybe he's switched. Maybe he's switched.
Wherever
he is, but he does the watching with his wife every morning.
And we greet the wife as well.
That's my very good friend.
She joined the United Party.
Last week, he didn't watch you.
Yes.
But what he remembers as well is the Ewoya that we have been talking about. Where, so then, what happens to our community?
No, you see, fortunately, I've lived in Obuasi before, a mining community. It was the same reason that the Anglo-Ghanaian goldfields give, that when they come, there will be employment. The mere fact that there is a mining activity in your community does not mean that the people over there would even get employment, because it's a skill-based. You understand? You could talk about all the other fringe benefits. But we cannot. It is the reason why Article 257 or so gives or vests in the president any mineral that is what? Discovered. So that it's the mere fact that the mineral is in Ewoya does not mean it is for the people of Ewoya. It is for the people of this country. What we are saying is that we must get the maximum benefit of this resource. We have made a lot of mistakes with it. You know the Dutch disease? It's only in Africa that this Dutch disease all of a sudden is catching all of us. We must get it right this time. So the people of Ewoya are listening to the chiefs and elders there. Sometimes they will speak as though they are representing the entire community, but maybe there are promises somewhere. Okay. But this must be to the interest of the entire country.
I'm coming back to you.
No problem.
How do I know that it's not just politics?
What is? That the United Party will kick against,
Not the United Party.
Yes.
What the majority leader has said. I mean, because it is one deal that has gone through many phases. It's got highs and lows and all of that. It creates a hope, and then it pauses the hope and all of that. But how do I know that in the face of trying to convince me that you're negotiating for a better deal,
yes,
or you're putting an ally that regulates the entire mineral scheme in this country, royalties,
yes,
it's not just politics. How can you convince me?
No, first of all, like in those days when the Eswal administration brought this was my argument, that the Eswal administration had established what we call Ghana Alumni Integrated Development Corporation or so. The essence of it was to convert our raw minerals or natural resources into semi-finished and finished goods. If you want to embark on massive industrialization, the very lithium that we are shipping away, we will need it at a point. So why rush? You go to Ghana Takwa in Shaim, Ghana manganese, go and see the amount of manganese that have been shipped out of this country to other countries. What has been the benefit to the surrounding towns? The same arguments were made then. Because we rushed, because we gave these beautiful reasons that when these mines come, we will create employment for the youth, we will get tax revenue. At the end of the day, it does not end up there. So once they are withdrawn, let us all wait and see the amendments that will be made to the deal. If the amendments do not meet expectations, we will still come back here. And then, after all, what we are doing is to make sure that we get it right. Okay. We get it right this time.
Okay. Hamza, what's bad and good about the lithium deal? The one that existed, the one that existed, the one that was nearly reintroduced, and the one that has been suspended?
That is the beauty of a government that appreciates the pulse of the Ghanaian people, especially when it comes to concerns about how they want their natural resources to be handled. MFR, I remember quite clearly that in opposition, even at the time that there were proposals that the royalty rate be made 10%, many of our senior colleagues in the NDC, especially in Parliament, were canvassing for a royalty rate of more than 10% at the time. So when the news broke, I was also quite worried about the turn of events. But I took my time and I decided to speak to people who were handling the matter. And I came to one conclusion. The problem was a communication problem, quite honestly. Because I say it was a communication problem because the basis of the attempted reduction of the royalty rate from 10% to 5% had to do with the plunging prices for lithium in the world market, in excess of 87% fall in prices. So the sector had become clearly not viable economically, considering the investments that were done when we discovered it in commercial quantities. So even the partners were entertaining the thought of possibly pulling out from the negotiations because the nature of the contract that we signed under the Eswal administration, that we even thought we could have pushed further, suddenly became economically problematic to both the company and that of Ghana because of the issue of viability of the sector. Now, the explanation that was in an attempt to defend the possible negotiations of a reduction, because we're now looking at ways to beat down the pricing so that the company would also be able to carry out its work, still throw out jobs for many of our compatriots in the system. And so it was only proper for any government to look at where to bring down the overhead costs as an incentive to get the company to still be on the ground, even though the sector had become quite economically unattractive because of the job potential. But unfortunately, that miscommunication happened. That sought to create an impression that, oh, the 10% was illegal. It was done outside the laws of Ghana. And so many people decided to jump at the back of that and argue that, oh, but we argued, we got you a 10% deal. Now you are saying that 10% that is supposed to benefit Ghana is illegal. In truth, it was miscommunication. It was something that shouldn't have been done. But that was not the whole objective of the decision of government to tone it down from 10% to 5%. And MFR, thankfully, even at the back of that miscommunication, Many people have added their voices, including the likes of my respected brother, on the part of government.
Okay.
And if I say government, not our committee in Parliament, because it was done by the committee chairman, many of us had issues with it. Many of us had issues with it because it was miscommunication. And these are things that can happen. So we allowed it and we pardoned it. But that is the difference. Yes, it was. It was because, and I'm being honest with you on this matter, it was miscommunication. Because that came from the committee chairman. But that was not the official position of government, as far as we are concerned. But we decided to accept that responsibility because we work as a team. And that's why I'm saying that is the beauty of this government. When the voices were raised, because it provided the basis for people to question that move. And so when the bases were raised, a listening government ought to listen. And we have listened. And that is why it has been directed that we need to engage further. And this decision to bring the royalties down from 10% to 5% has been halted.
Well, that is specific to
it is a good thing.
Revisiting the conversation would be exclusive to the lithium deal, or it will be the minerals generally.
Interestingly, in less than 3 months in office, His Excellency President Mahama already signaled an intention for Ghanaians, not just the Republic of Ghana, to be major stakeholders as far as the extractive industries are concerned. He didn't hide that policy direction. And so that extends to the lithium deal as well, and many other extractive sectors that we are dealing with as a country. And that is what we should look up to.
Of course.
And
this new ally that will be...
The commendations by Solo is not out of place. And I'm only hoping that my brother from the other side of the political divide would appreciate that this is a government that takes Ghanaians seriously. And when questions are raised,
I may be jumping the gun, but
we hold the processes to engage further.
This new ally that will be introduced in Parliament in how to regulate our minerals and royalties, what form and shape will it take? What's the new surprise? What's the wow that we'll see in there, likely?
I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm saying that this new regulation, new law in how to manage our mineral resources, especially the royalties, what's the wow factor? What should we look forward to?
It is like Solo indicated earlier on, the maximum benefit for the people of this country.
That's the general of it. We don't have any specifics?
No, I do not have any specifics for now. But I'm just telling you that at the end of the day, I am saying that on the basis of the president's own policy direction, in less than 3 months in office, when he indicated what his objectives are, especially in relation to the extractive sector. It is our job, both as public communicators, those of you in the media, to police that particular pledge by His Excellency President Mahama to ensure that we bring that to reality. And we must eschew the usual partisan politics that undermines many of these good initiatives by government. And so I would expect, especially the New Patriotic Party and that of the United Party, to do the needful by continuing to hold the government accountable, by continuing to raise the issues like you did last week, that could possibly be the reason why government has decided to engage further with Parliament Select Committee in that sector to be able to find an acceptable solution to the issue. Okay. So, MFR, this is a government that will do what is necessary to protect our national interests. Okay. This is a government that will listen to dissent. This is a government that will not come out with questionable deals in the form of a JEPA.
We hear you.
Intended to
the viewers will make that
a few in the society. We will do the need by empowering. Yes.
MFA.
Oh, okay.
MFA. The mighty minority in Parliament this morning, I want to commend you and I want to thank you. Through your mouthpiece, the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapo, you resisted what would have appeared as a deal that will become or termed as a raw deal for Ghana. And indeed, today, your resistance has seen the support by all, and the president has seen the need to rescind their decision on that deal. Miscommunication to the Marines. Hamza should say that.
Sorry?
And you say that to the Marines when he says me, he diagnosed as miscommunication.
Even
Let me tell you. No, with all respect. Please. I was very quiet.
Kamal was quiet.
Don't do this.
Both of you, Kamal was quiet.
To the Marines, Hamza should move to Kwale Lagoon and say it to the Marines and come back.
There's a marine around Kwale
or wherever, Jamestown. He should go to Jamestown.
There's a marine there.
Don't worry. You let me continue with what I'm saying. You see, why do you diagnose this as miscommunication and simply say Ghanaians should praise you, commend you for being a listening government? A whole minister of that sector, Amabua, is on record on this your own platforms. I saw your people reporting it, saying that the law allows them to go for 5%. But for the mighty minority, but for the policy think tanks that we have in this country.
Where is your source?
For people coming up. I'm saying that on Joy News, I have seen it. I've seen report that a minister, a whole minister of the sector, I'm mentioning his name. If I'm wrong, he should cite me for defamation. I read it here. That he said that the law is a law and that they will go for 5%, and that's what the law says. And we sat here. Last week.
Did you play it last week?
Last week,
you have that video.
Oh, it's not. No, don't do this. I don't say it. I know what I'm talking about. And I've just cited even the source.
So he's owning that.
I know what I'm talking about.
No point.
I'm not even making, it's not a mistake. If I'm wrong, then Joy News is wrong. Joy News cited him saying that the law allows them to go for 5%. The minister. They went to Parliament, this thing went back and forth for weeks. And if we have to listen to the reasoning of my brother, which is just mere miscommunication, this thing wouldn't have traveled to where we are today.
Okay, so how would you rather describe it?
I am saying that it was completely trying to rip Ghana off of our whatever, our benefits. But for we instituting those checks.
But that's your job, opposition.
Of course. And that's why commendation should come to us and not to them. That they sit here again today, they should be commended for listening, they should be commended for doing what? Really? No, commendation should go to the mighty minority this morning. For raising the matter and saying that
what is it talking
about?
That's only fair because Solomon, you have...
Who raised the matter?
No, my brother. Listen,
they were going to shorten the people of this country.
Oh.
Then the NPP, they were going to sell it.
Dry bones are mentioned.
No, but those time it was 10%.
When dry bones are mentioned.
You know what was the kind of thing that were inside?
Those who are affected will react.
You have to resist.
So you see, I am telling you that. Why
did they not pass it?
If issues of commendation, see, this is your distraction.
But they have also
can do better.
The 5%.
You see,
who takes them serious?
The president at the end of the day, has realized that, look, the trajectory, the road on which I was actually moving on was wrong. Please, pull the brakes, come back. I am happy that has happened. And I also want to agree with Solo when he says that, look, we shouldn't just give away our natural resources like that. I want to agree with him. Look, we've done that for so many years to ourselves, developing countries. Just because somebody is sitting somewhere behind and getting his kickbacks, and for that matter, the country should suffer. It shouldn't be so. Whether MPP or NDC, that shouldn't be the issue. Let's engage experts. You see, I listened to Bryce Simmons on this matter. I listened to Imani on this matter. Other policy think tanks, I listened to these lecturers in Legon. All of them were against this particular deal. Look, if we are going to go into some of these deals, let's get experts. Look, compare the international standards. Look at it before we give away.
It matters the new one that will come, right?
Of course.
It matters how that would also do. Okay.
Merely telling me the prices has fallen, and for that matter, you would have to reverse what.
But that you cannot authenticate.
All those things were wrong. I am saying that I am happy that we're able to raise those red flags. And I'm happy that the president has listened. And of course, Ghana is going to be saved. So look added that sometimes our chiefs are problematic. You know what the investors do? Some of them will come down, travel to wherever they are, they know the resources are, compromise people on the ground. You understand? And because of the allodial interest that they have, they now come to use that as power to come and talk plenty. At the end of the day,
the chiefs of Ewoya are just asking for jobs for their people.
No, it's good.
They had hopes in that lithium deal.
And that is why our constitution is clear. The mineral resources of this country is vested in the hands of the president. It's clear. You understand? So, please, it is for the chiefs, all right. But then they should also remember that there are lands that, of course, are vested in the hands of the president, and for that matter, the president is wholly in trust for all of us in this country. Okay? So therefore, please, sometimes they should tread cautiously. Our chiefs, we beg you. Sometimes,
for example,
it is for our own benefit that we need a good deal. We need a good deal. I've not given an example, but I'm only speaking in generics.
Look,
I'm saying that all chiefs or wherever, wherever we find resources.
We have some few chiefs saying that they will resist rerun. How can we allow this to happen?
It's not by election. Look, my brother, we are serious.
I'm only citing.
No, you're assessing performance of chiefs as well.
Chiefs, I am
saying.
Happy with the discussion.
So we should talk to Pandai.
No, we don't like the Pandai.
I do not see
drop
Pandai.
lithium. We should drop natural resources, important matter like that, and then go into party t-shirts.
But why are you happy? Why are you afraid of Pandai?
Who is afraid of Pandai?
I told you why anytime you mention Pandai, you are doing.
Why you have packed your files and you want to distract people? What's your problem?
Okay,
let's at the end of the day realize that, look, if the president has actually withdrawn, I think that's a good gesture.
That's the final submissions.
That's a very good gesture.
Hamza,
and we should,
you are
going forward,
who would have nothing more to say on that.
He has nothing more.
You have tidied it up nicely for us.
But I just want him to know that his minister and then his members of parliament, his committee members, all of them got it wrong. According to my brother, miscommunication was the issue. But of course, for me, I think it wasn't miscommunication. It was deliberate to rip Ghana off.
Okay.
It was deliberate
Hamza,
to rip
few
Ghana
seconds.
off.
Kamal, this
Our hard resources that God
few
has
seconds.
given us.
Because you want to talk about the Israeli.
This is not a contest between myself and you. You see, in one breath, I indicated that because of the challenges with the sector and the plungent prices of lithium, it kind of threatened even the existence of this deal in its current form.
Basis, Hamza.
Please,
that shouldn't be the ground.
Oh, I listened.
Shouldn't be the reason.
I listened to you. It kind of threatened it. And I said the objective of the government was to protect the sector and ensure that people still have access to jobs that are likely to be thrown out as a result of that investment. Because interest in it had waned. That was the fundamental issue at play. Now, in trying to justify, when we're looking for places to cut down, in trying to justify, I indicated that the committee chair probably slipped. And that was where the source of the miscommunication. When he said that, the law doesn't allow 10%, it allows 5%. Because all what he was simply trying to even see was that, look, 5%
is still within.
They were wrong.
The law.
On the face of they were wrong.
And we are saying that.
How can it be miscommunication?
Okay, don't do that. Well, he was simply trying to say that even the 5% we are proposing is still within the law.
I think we're at a fair middle ground.
Yeah, MFA. But the difference, the fundamental difference here is that we have a government that listens.
Absolutely.
The fundamental difference here is that we have a government that respects the views.
That scrutinizes.
Please, that respects the views of even the weakest political party. We respect their views.
Okay, let's